see what the CDC's done in the last 48 hours?
No.
Oh my goodness, dude. So the CDC, wonderful CDC. Can you taste the sarcasm? They came out and they said, oh God, they came out and they said, I'm pretty sure quietly, don't quote me on that though, but they came out and they said that, they came out and they said that COVID, like the masks don't do much because it's not really airborne. Right? The way it transfers is not really airborne. Right? That's not its main mode of transportation or something, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's like, so we were wearing masks for nothing, right? And then apparently CNN reported that the CDC reverted its language and it accidentally posted that. And it's like, you're the CDC. How do you accidentally post something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, thank you very much. Let's question why or how that error happened. Which, yeah.
No, but that's, I mean, things that.
But then also today, they posted the numbers of fatalities, like percentage-wise. So like 0 to 19 was one category, and it was like 0.000000001% of people who've gotten it have died that are in that age group. And then it's like 20 to 49, and it's like 50 to 74, and then 75 and up. And it's like all of it's so much less than like 1% of people dying.
Yeah, no, it's less than all the other things we've had to go through, but this one people flipped out about, and I feel like there's ulterior motives behind that, and that's myself. That's just the way I feel about it personally. But people can also get mad or whatever. But I'm like, dude, I haven't had a mask on, and I've been working more now in my life than ever, and I'm fine. But that's because I take care of myself, and everyone needs to be dead. We need to all be putting stuff on the television and everything of like healthy, and instead of fear and this percentage, how about, hey, did you work out today? Hey, did you take a step back and relax? Like meditative lifestyle within universal circumstance, dude. Like
I don't like before COVID. Honestly, I wasn't really like big in like mental health or anything like that. I just kind of like thought, and this is gonna sound super douchey, but I was like,
who cares?
The traditional man, just toughen up, get through it, like you're fine, kind of thing. Just like no matter, looks too nice. Dude, what flavor is that, bro?
I don't know.
This
is I'm with the sober October. I just picked up this habit, and that's not even that heavy. Like
just
I hung out with my buddy. Yeah, it's just a jewel. Yeah. And whatever. I'm hung out with him, and he had one, and I was ripping it, and he's like, "You're gonna get addicted." I was like, "No, I'm not." And now, next thing you know, I'm driving back. I'm buying one. I'm like, "This is great," but I also I don't even want to. Let's just say I'm going to put it all down by, honestly, this weekend, and I'm going to just chill out. So, because I really think having a grounded sense of life, like it's not good to always be in the clouds, but this is also coming from like a psychonaut where I'm like, I also want to be trippy, man. But like, it's like being in both worlds and being able to balance that good. And then, questioning everything, because I mean, that's what they did for me. They made me question everything. And, so for like the Nephilim, man, I'm going to jump right into it. I want to hear what you heard about it and what your buddy said, and then we'll break it down from there.
Okay, so I got this is going to be a long-winded story.
Perfect, please.
So buckle up. Now I'm not remembering everything, but I'm going to do my best. So I'm going to, don't hold me to it, but this is as best I remember. So this guy I work with, Ross. He's a cool dude, down-to-earth guy. He was telling me about this crazy encounter that he had in Fort Wayne with a customer. This was right before COVID. This was back in February. He remembers the exact address. If I ask him, I can get the address of this house. Because the reason why he knows this is because him and this technician named Joel went out to this guy's house to give him a quote and to do maintenance. Because he wanted a quote on 2 sets of ACs and furnaces. I sell HVAC equipment. And so he was talking to him outside the house, and when he got inside, they were talking outside the house. He said he was going to demo the house because there was a mineral he wanted there. This spot had a lot of the mineral that he was looking for in the ground. Kind of weird, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then he said that they went inside the house, and he said everything in the house was stark white, just nothing on the walls, no decorations, no nothing. He said the only thing in the house was a black futon in the center of the living room and an ashtray. He said that this guy said that he worked for the CIA. He said that there was different levels. He kept referring to Ross as your people when he was talking about things.
Okay.
And he talked about how, and I forget this part because this part's kind of boring because honestly it's kind of out there and like a little too crazy in my opinion. But he talked about how there's like different levels and different tiers of people, and how like we're on the bottom and we report to this one person. I forget what it is, but they're all like built into our government. Like these people and our world leaders.
They're running their own operative behind the curtain. Yeah, I totally believe.
And then he said, so then Joel came inside because he got done and they were talking, all three of them. And the guy said that he was talking about something, and then all of a sudden the guy blinked and his eye turned into like a cat eye. He goes, I swear to God, it turned into a cat's eye. And then he said he blinked right again, a second later, and it went back to normal. And then Ross interrupted him and said, hey, I'm sorry, actually, we have to go. I forgot how late. I didn't realize how late it was. We got to get to our next appointment. I'm sorry. Give us a call if you have any questions. Took off. Ross and Joel hopped in their trucks, opposite trucks, started driving. Ross immediately called Joel, and Joel said, he just yelled and he goes, yo, did you see that dude's fucking eye? So it's like, I don't know, man, like what's going on? Because I've heard of the lizard people, right? Yeah. And I always thought it was a joke, but I never heard anything like kind of like that.
From someone that was so close to you about that.
Right, in Fort Wayne, which is like even like makes it almost like too good to be true kind of thing. But then, so the other night when I heard about the Nephilim, whatever, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Nephilim, I believe, but
okay. I had my neighbor come over, and I'm gonna leave his name out, just so he doesn't get whatever. Yeah. Let's just call him Joey. Okay.
Nice.
My neighbor Joey came over, and we were talking and stuff, and I told him about that story. He said, "Hey man," he said, "have you ever read Genesis 6?" I said, "Yeah, I've read the Bible before, but like I don't remember what Genesis 6 was." He goes, "Look it up." Wait, will you look it up real quick?
That's exactly what I was gonna do. I'll read it off loud.
Yeah.
I have a book actually called this that my dad gave me.
It's a very short.
I have a book actually called this that my dad gave me.
It's a very short chapter.
When human beings begin to increase in numbers on the earth, and the daughters are born to them, and the sons of God saw that daughters of humans are beautiful, they married any of them they chose. Then the Lord said, my spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal. Their days would be 120 years. Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward. When the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them, they were the heroes of old, men of renown.
So,
yeah. Perfect.
So, he said, he goes, what stands out about that? And I said, I remember the 120-year thing, which means no one has ever lived to be over 120 years after, I believe it's after Christ came, is what it was. But anyway, because Moses was like 500 years old or something like that, which was crazy. The Old Testament was like, it's like a fictional book. It's kind of cool. But anyway, so I thought that part, and I asked him, and he said, no, not that. He said, what's that? What's the Nephilim? And I said, he goes, read that again. And I read it again, and what is it? And he goes, yo, he's like, I'm not gonna say anything. He goes, but look it up. And so I read that it was some sort of like, some people say it's kind of the lizard people. Other people say it's these giants, or half man, half giant things. And so maybe I was thinking David and Goliath. That might have been a Nephilim that lived among us. So that's where I was like, I don't know. So that's why I called you. I don't want to know more.
Oh, sorry, nice.
Sorry that was so long.
No, don't apologize about that. That's awesome, man. Multiple things. I've had different, from reading the Book of Enoch, it breaks it down more about, and that's also the thing that when these scriptures and all this stuff kind of came out, there's time before, so someone can always write different things. Tell the narrative, because okay, let me break it down to this. Different religions around the world, all over their walls, depict giants living among them.
Really?
Yes. And the whole time,
I wonder why that is.
Because I believe they were here. Dude, there's bones that have been found. Like, I actually have stuff.
I mean, is that where people came up with Sasquatch? I mean, he's supposed to be this giant, hairy human, right?
Well, I think Sasquatch, I don't know about that necessarily. I mean, I've heard that those are like the shamans of the woods, and they're always there, and they can like jump through trees. But now that's just, I've looked into a lot of stuff, but there are some things that like when it comes to these giants, like I've seen bones. I can read off. Let me read off just a couple of them, just because. All right, here, everyone. You can look up in France in 1613 A.D. near the castle of Chaumont, a nearly complete skeleton that was 25 feet tall and 6 inches. And then in 1456,
who's reporting this?
Like just different museums, different like dude, they have these things, and it was 1904. Well, they had a Supreme Court case, and they were basically like, we have to get rid of them. So they got rid of them.
Why?
Because, okay, dude, it'd throw off the whole narrative of evolution. It'd throw off the narrative that we were just some primitive ape that somehow, now I'm conscious. Versus like saying like there's a creator, there is something deeper going on, and us humans are more than what we think, which is why I think the same agendas and things are being pushed for like, the narrative of like there's no lizard people, and someone seeing an eye like that and for it to be trippy like that and getting a feeling. There is a narrative that is being guided, as well as when you look at 90% of all the things you hear, see, all this is coming from 6 corporations. When you just think of that, how do you know what you think is what you think unless you like evolve and get that personal gnosis and that spiritual understanding with yourself? And even then, someone might say, oh, you're full of hocus pocus. And you know what? Fine, I don't care. I know how it feels internally for me. So I just like seeing different giants, and there's different things you can listen to. People
25 feet tall, man.
Dude,
that's crazy.
Dude, there's another passage, and I believe it's in Genesis, and it talks about how big their beds are, dude. Their beds are like 40 feet tall, going wide. And there's stuff like in the Native American people before we came here, like on their walls, it depicts giants that they'd have to hide from. It depicts giants like all over the world. Why would all these people talk about the giants as well as people talk about a flood? Different religions all talk about a flood. Dude, there's definitely flood. There's star people. They depict star people, different religions.
Wouldn't that be like, would star people be angels in theory, or ghosts? Depends.
No, I would, dude, from everything from the Hindu scriptures, it could be a highly intelligent alien race that created us. It could be also, you could call it angel or fallen angel, but it doesn't really make sense because so when people say what they think they are, I've worked with, in my spiritual practice, I've worked with Shimyaza, which is the leader of the Watchers, and it's in the Book of Enoch. And so I've built a relationship with him, and I asked him about the giants. And one thing he told me is like, us humans have kids, right? And some are, not the greatest, and some are phenomenal, are great. Which is, I mean, look at this, dude. This book I'm reading about the Greek gods right now.
It's boring. Oh, the Greek myths.
But I'm learning about them, and I'm like, so dude, like Hercules and all that stuff. I believe that could definitely be a fact. Like all these things of these monsters and these beings were here, and then the flood happened. And why we got younger, why we can't get as old, is because the altitude after the flood, whatever came about after that, was like we're in a higher altitude or something along those lines. That's something I felt like, maybe that's not right. That's my gnosis.
See, the thing that's crazy is like that's about to be proven wrong here. Not like definitely in our lifetime. Like someone is for sure going to live to be 120, or if they're not, the apocalypse is going to come.
It's already here.
I think so.
No, okay, Brad. The definition of apocalypse is to get high revelation.
I'm talking about when like all the Christians are taken up to heaven. Is that what we're talking about?
No. I think, dude,
Oh.
I truly think.
What is that called? What am I
Because
talking
no,
about?
they call it the apocalypse, like the end of the world, all this destruction, all this bad stuff. But
Yeah.
really, what apocalypse means is you seeing the truth of things. If you look at what's happening in the media, as well as other conversations, as well as new things of the truth, people seeing the light, seeing different things, and different agendas are continue to be exposed. Dude, the truth is coming to us, and that's revelation, which makes us all, be able to understand that. So it's like an apocalypse because if all the things you grew up with believing were true,
dude,
if you lived that for 25 years, maybe 45 years, and they said this
28
is
years, man.
all wrong or that's all false, dude, your whole entire paradigm, like, what is money? What is all that? Dude, there's people having to hit that level of questioning that. And it's like, what is it? And I don't know, man. That's what I feel. And so, like, to me, we're going to a greater state for humanity, bro. But that's if we start getting our plan together. And that's why I'm doing all I can to do that and push that spiritual enlightenment for yourself so that you can also see things that are going on and better your health and, the feeling of safety with the universe instead of hoping a God's going to be graceful to you. Just know. And if you're doing what's right for yourself, a sin isn't what I believe Christianity says it is. A sin is when you do something against your nature. Like, let's say I was being a complete asshole, like for no reason to someone. That's so out of my nature, so that's a sin because that's against who I am. That's for myself. So I just think a lot of interpretations and stuff, for the most part, when it comes to the Giants.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is like I'm open my eyes to that, and I'm open my eyes to honestly the cannibalism, the satanic cult that Hillary Clinton is in. And I'm like, I know it sounds crazy, but like I believe it. I believe that they eat kids and they are pedophiles, and it's disgusting. But I believe it, man. I've seen too much stuff, and it's crazy because I didn't think that Satan really was embedded into our society, but it really is. Because I always talk about how like Satan's everywhere. Satan's always tempting you.
But there's more than one Satans, if you didn't know. And the astral plane, there's so many, like your imagination is also creating things in realms beyond what your eyes can see. Like there is so much going on. And so they're able to empower a Satan that they made because there's more, like, there's definitely more than one because I've met one and it's a huge nature spirit of peace.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I'll definitely tell you about it. I was working, and it was ironic because where I was working was a place I used to ghost hunt all the time. And
hey, I'm still here. I'm just grabbing a beer.
That's fine. And so when I was going around there, I would see black cats back in the day. And when I was going through there, I started seeing them everywhere again. And I started like feeling like, you know what would because when I connect to spirits, it's kind of like there's like a picture of them and then think of an aura of an energy that comes off of them, and I feel that type of energy from them. Okay. And so to me, I was driving, I was like, you know what? I wonder what Satan's energy is like. Man, I bet it's and like it felt like this green and blue color that was mixed together, and I was like, man, I feel it so much, and it feels like a huge beast that's not like an asshole, but everyone's being shitty to the earth, so he's an asshole. Let's say he stopped doing that. But then I was on a live chat with a really awesome cultist, Orly Stewart, and
cultist.
Orly Stewart. She's a really awesome occultist on YouTube.
What is an occultist?
Someone that studies the things of the secrets that are not shown to people. People think something gets occulted if looking for that answer, it makes, like, you to understand a higher understanding, because the people keep things secret because they don't want anyone to know about it, dude. That's why there's different cults that have like their own ceremonies and different things they've learned magically that they can use to empower themselves. And I think that's bullshit, and that's why I'm more about doing it for myself and telling everyone about it, so then everyone can empower themselves instead of letting the corruptness of these people to keep doing it. Like at this point, it's like, dude, fuck that. Empower yourself and turn up. Like for sure, turn up. And some people might be against that, and that's totally fine. Like that's for me. That's for my spirit. That's for who I am. Like I care and love about people so much, and I care about the world. Like, I don't want it to go to ash so I can have kids and make not have old people having to suffer as much, so we can advance technology, yet be in tune with nature, so we can also be that grounded and keeping our atmosphere together. God, let's not burn up our whole entire atmosphere and destroy everything. And
dude, and that's the thing is like I think the government has solutions to these problems.
Yeah,
but I think they're hiding them for some reason.
Because
I know that they have a cure for cancer. They have to.
Definitely.
There's no way they don't.
I believe they do.
I've heard so much. I've seen so much like research and stuff done. I know they do. I know that they started HIV and AIDS.
Yeah.
To kill off the gay community, which is so fucked up. Yeah, it's crazy that all the government secrets that they hold and what they do and don't do, and it's crazy. But so I wanted off that. I wanted to ask you about the Flat Earth, Flat Earth Society. What do you think about that?
Dude, honestly,
for me, it's way too far fetched.
Because dude, you'd have to hide everyone that shot a satellite into space. Like, you literally have to have a global. Don't tell anyone.
They're saying like satellite pictures. They're always different of what the Earth looks like. How is it always looking different? It's like, I don't know. It just is. It's the Earth. I don't know.
Well, maybe our camera got better. Maybe the camera was shit. Maybe.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know that one necessarily. I definitely don't know that one. And
but
they asked me, what do I think?
There's no way there's an end of the fucking world. Like, there's no way. How do you fly across? Like,
I don't know, unless it was like literally flat like this, and it was a huge dome, and then like all around it was Antarctica, and then the middle was whatever, and then China. But dude, that's like, a stretch.
I love conspiracies, but that is such bullshit.
Oh, I know.
That one I can't get behind.
That one's way too far fetched. But talking about like the giants and all that, there's way more evidence. Sorry. No, that's fine. There's way more evidence along those lines, and also
but that's what's crazy is that they want to push the evolution narrative, just to get rid of all the giant evidence.
Dude, the giants, knowing that existed, ask a lot of other questions. How did the pyramids get made? Maybe if those things existed, maybe something along that line. Or
that's a great question, dude. That is a great question. If they had 40-foot fucking giants, maybe that would have helped. Yeah, I get that. That makes a whole lot more sense.
And knowledge and a brain to do it, like.
But then how did they die off? How did we kill them off? Or whatever?
Well, apparently that's what the flood did. Apparently, but not all of them got killed. Not all of them. Okay. And that's why. Okay, so in 2002, I heard this on a podcast, and I've also done some research in it, so people can do it. In 2002, in Kandahar. The government covered up.
I don't even know where Kandahar is.
It's over there, like Iraq type of area. I don't know the actual geography location, but
Middle East.
Yeah, basically, and it was like 1,000-pound being that ended up killing one of them, and they were trying to shoot down, and it took so much to take it down, and eventually went down. It had red hair, and they said it was like I'm pretty 12 foot. It was 12 foot tall. I forgot. Yeah, 12 foot tall, dude. They took it down, and then they were told not to say anything about it. And after all these years, the person got out of the military, and then they spoke about it. And I'm like, dude, if that's even going on, you know how trippy that would be if you were in the military and then you had to retire and then be around your wife and kids, not being able to speak about things that were on your heart. That's what I'm saying. Deep, bro.
That's torture. That's torture.
Yeah, and I remember I couldn't get that last pull-up to get in the military, and now I'm happy I didn't get that last pull-up. I mean,
dude, think about it. You watched that Bob Lazar documentary?
Definitely.
Dude, they bashed Bob Lazar. And guess what happened? Guess who came out and said UFOs are fucking real? The Pentagon during COVID, but they try to slip it under the news and going in. Oh my goodness! And
I know,
then did you see the recent videos on TikTok like last week? Of all the UFOs, do you have TikTok?
Yeah.
You should look up like UFO sightings recently. There was one in New Jersey, one in Colombia, and it all looked the same. It was crazy, dude.
Well, I'm
Because I believe in aliens too, bro.
Oh, definitely, and I know that I believe there's more than obviously one race of aliens. Because if aliens exist, then don't limit it to one race. That's preposterous. Look how infinitely big the universe is.
And that's why I'm thinking like, it could be aliens living amongst us. Like that could have been an alien that Ross saw. You know,
I think so. I think that, dude. I think that
I think that's way more. I think that's way more likely than lizard people.
Well, how do you know if lizard people aren't the ones that are shape-shifting like that? Why couldn't you say that race is able to? And honestly, I don't think that it's. I don't even think that someone is that. I think that if someone works with something like to the point of letting it fully possess them, it can put like if you get fully possessed by a spirit, like if you say that's okay, and like you don't have anything else about it, you're just like fucking do it, and it does it. Like its imprint, its face comes like as your face, like your whole entire face, everything changes. Like it really does. Your voice, everything changes, which is why I work with stuff, but there's a couple things I don't do, and I don't do possession, and I also don't do any pacts. That's the only thing, because I'm a free dude. I do whatever I want, and I was taught by actually a demon, like, dude, even if you had to tell me to fuck off, do it. Like, don't be a bitch. And I'm like, okay, that's how I'm just gonna be.
The demon said that to you?
Yeah, dude.
You and the demon are on good terms?
Dude, multiple.
You sure it's not an angel?
I mean, what do you call, dude? If you saw what an angel looked like on the astral realm, and saw what a demon looked like on the astral realm, you wouldn't know the difference, dude. You wouldn't know the difference. Like they're literally insane. Like that's the crazy part. Everyone always puts like angels is like this thing, and then demons is that. It's like, dude, and it goes back. Those beings that they talk about go all the way back to Sumerians, talking about aliens and other beings, dude. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And that's
crazy.
And that's the thing. I truly believe that giants existed, and that those things that are like classifying stuff, there's an ulterior motive. But I do believe that like humans can grow and become great. Like I mean, the thing about Hercules I love so much is like not only Disney movie, but like
no, the real Hercules is a way cooler story.
Dude, so cool. I mean, honestly,
I took a class on. I think it was Roman I can't remember if it was Roman or Greek mythology in college, and it was so much fun because it was like the real stories of like these crazy intense, battles and stuff, and it was a lot of fun to read like the Odyssey and all that,
Oh, definitely. I mean, those are super. That's super interesting.
I think he's technically called Heracles. No, that's Roman. Roman mythology, I think he's called Heracles, and then it's Hercules in Greek.
Wow, I wonder if he's anywhere else. I wonder if like he showed up in the Hindu or if that.
I know for a fact he's in. Yeah, I know for a fact he's Roman, and because it's Heracles, Heracles.
Now think about that, man. If there's different religions that talk about the same beings but with different names, then how do you know it's not just one narrative that's been told multiple different perceptions?
But that's also why you got Jesus in different languages as well.
What do you mean, like? Oh, well, what do you mean by that?
No, I guess I'm thinking of Jehovah and Yahweh and God is all the same, but that's just Hebrew.
Yeah, in the Hebrew, that's what it is. And the problem is that I don't like. What I just really do not like is, so like, for instance, all the Watchers that you could say and their kids, and what they did was teach men about weapons, teach people about sorcery, like making medicines. Like, okay, so all the medicines that we have in the world, all the makeup that's inside of the world, being taught how to hunt that we have inside of the world, how you get fire inside of the world, was taught by these beings to humanity, and they're being condemned. Okay. That to me doesn't make any sense, dude. And I'm so like against the narrative with our own government. So like religion, I'm like, dude, all the main religions are just making us push away all these things. And like, and that might sound crazy left hand, and it is, but I see it like that, where it's like these things are getting like shit on basically. And then Jehovah's like, I am a jealous God and you'll love me and only me. and if you don't, and then go kill this person if he doesn't change his religion to me.
Yeah.
And it's like,
He's a killer.
Dude, that's but that's not in
Fear
like
him.
our country. No, think about our country, dude. We kill people and bomb things and other people and all this other shit, sacrificing, killing our own people, killing other people for blood, and it's all under that God. Really, the military is very Christian. It really is. I mean,
typically, yeah, or it's supposed to be, yeah.
So I feel like all of it's just empowering that frequency, and so that's why I am how I am now, dude. Because I was going to church retreats till I was 24, dude. And then I was helping out all the groups. And honestly, I just got to.
I remember you got kicked out. You got kicked out of the Catholic Church because you were being honest or something about.
Yeah, being honest about giants and pyramids, dude. And my question like, dude, they asked me, and I'm like, dude, how do you know aliens aren't real? And then they got so mad, dude. They got so mad.
You know what? And that's the thing about it, too, dude. I have so much become like whatever your theories are, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because I don't know. I think I'm right, and I don't think you're right, but I don't know for sure.
Oh,
everything there's like no definites in the world anymore. Everything that's like I've been thinking about what is true is not at all. It's just a false reality. And it's crazy how I'm starting to see like the world for really what it is. It's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the okay. And Brad, you saying that right there is what I mean by the apocalypse. That right there is awakening. And so think of if everyone was kind of going down that step because it feels right. You know what I mean? It feels,
I think a lot of people are. I think I'm a big fan, or not a big fan. I really am a believer that Trump is the savior of children. I think he really is after all the pedophiles. I think that's the whole reason why Epstein got arrested because Trump knew that Bozo Epstein was a pedophile, and I believe that Trump's a big part of it. But anyway,
and have that
honestly, you should just vote for Jo Jorgensen. She's awesome, dude.
Can I vote for you? Is that possible?
Yeah, but don't waste your vote.
Dude, are you kidding? Man, I'd rather have my homie, you know.
It'd be me and Kid Rock. Kid Rock would be my VP.
Dang. Can I be your VP, dude?
Nah, Kid Rock's gnarly, man.
All right, but I get to hang out all the time.
For sure.
Okay, cool. El the Alchemist popping off on a jet, bro.
We'll have Juicy J show up with a double cup.
Oh my god.
We'll have Juicy J concerts on the front wall of the White House.
He probably need a lot of cash, but if we had enough cash, I think he would do it.
Yeah, that's true.
The cash. But yeah, man. My big thing though, and I like your picture, because the whole hunting aspect. I mean, really.
I thought you were talking about my first one I sent you.
No, that one was funny. That was a good one. I was like, all right, he's already gonna mention Trump for sure. And I was like, all right, no kids and shit, dude. By the way, we got another bald brother on here. What's up, dude? What's up, man?
Hey, hairs for chumps.
Look at your beard, bro. You freaking dude, your beard and your picture with the freaking man.
With
you and your hunting, man. That is awesome.
It,
and that's
I love it.
I need to get more involved in doing a little bit of that as well as you know, I want to have my own blueberry garden, but the thing is that takes like 3 years to make, dude. It takes 3 years for that fully to come together. But
why blueberry garden?
Because, dude, if I have like 5 acres of land, pure blueberries, dude, I have blueberries and then I get like filters so I can always drink even if water's dirty and have a stream near me. I'm set if the world does just blow up in nothingness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I got my blueberries.
You're going to get
on my level, get on my level, get on my level, get on my level.